Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Susquehanna River Valley. This is Virtual Farmer Ken Bob, and today we're going to get started on some planting. And we've got a few cultivating jobs we still need to finish up. As you can tell, it's pretty early in the morning. There it is. I was going to say I just saw the sun, but anyhow, we're going to go ahead and run out here and we'll get started with getting these planters going. And then I've got to go over and get that cultivator running again. We've got the large cultivator that we're using now to try to finish up on some of these last minute jobs, but it's already the second day of spring. Planting time has already gone away by one day. So we're going to need to get this started as quickly as possible, especially getting that cultivating job done. If we don't get that done, we may miss our prime time. All right, we'll run around this field real quick. Mainly, we just need to put a couple passes down here along this edge where these trees are, so that it'll help the hired helper to be able to turn around easier. And this is one that I'm a little bit concerned about because I've done potato contracts before and they take a lot of potatoes. They don't use seeds, it uses potatoes. It kind of makes me wonder if it'd be best to use the AI vehicle extension on this map because it seems like it's going to follow the contour of the field. And if it's going to do that, we might as well use AI and take advantage of it. And yet another potato job. I think it's right in front of the other one. Yeah, it is. Maybe we'll let it get started and get some of the edge done, and then we'll line it up to match the lines that it's putting down. See, it's not too far off on it. It's more of that angle right there. Here's another planter. Yeah, this is out on our first field, 121. Okay, this one is using the AI vehicle extension and it's really struggling on this. Let's pull that out of there. A lot of things for the helper to think about whenever it's doing the AI. All right, and here we are back out at the cultivator. It should not take us much time at all to get rid of these 3 fields out here. We need to get them going as soon as possible so we can get a contract for planting on them. That's the ultimate goal at this point, is to try to get as many planting contracts as we can get. Given the size of this cultivator, I don't see any reason to use GPS. We'll just kind of eyeball it. The reason I'm not using GPS is because I don't have it in this tractor. We don't own this tractor, so we can't put GPS in it. I am going to go ahead and combine the 2 fields as though they're one and get these headlands together. If I can get the 2 headlands, maybe I can turn the hired helper loose on it and do all of these fields together. We will find out, though. Yep, it don't register that field. So I guess we'll come back and get field 13 whenever we get done checking the planters out. It should go ahead and run up on field 11 and take care of it, but let's do a quick check of all our planters. This one's still going good. That's great. I wasn't sure if those trees were going to cause a problem down there. We'll just kind of ride with it here because he is getting close to where he would be hitting those trees if they are going to cause a problem. Wow, he's turning way out there. Wonder if it'll drive around the tree next time. Probably not going to be enough to do that. Well, if it does become a problem, next time we'll come around and we'll change its path. Alright, I'm going to change this one because I like it a lot better whenever it follows the lines. Just gives that ultimate degree of reality. But the hard part's going to be getting it to follow the line correctly. Because I can set it to what looks to me like straight and find out I'm completely off. And maybe if I back up. Why is that the wrong fruit type? Gotta be because it was out of the field, thinking it was in the next field. We're gonna have to go get a seed tender or something because we're gonna run out of potatoes. And yes, I know I said earlier we're not using seeds. We're actually planting potatoes, which you use potatoes to plant potatoes. But the first time you plant them, you don't have any potatoes to use. How is that the wrong fruit type? But yet, see, that's what it is. It is the wrong trigger. Somehow or other, I guess it's registering the fruit type for that field, which is not sure why. But anyways, finishing what I was saying about seeds. When you first start a field or your game, however you want to call it, you don't have potatoes unless you are able to secure them from somewhere. So whenever you start planting potatoes, you can use seeds. You notice in the planter, we put seeds in this last time we played, and as you can see, it turned it into potatoes. So the way the planters work for the potatoes, if you put seeds in it, it automatically converts it to potatoes. And you can't unload it and get seeds out of it anymore. They are potatoes to stay. I don't know how it did it, but it somehow or other managed to plant around those trees. I mean, I can't tell if that right here is planted or not, but oh, well, that's what it's doing. It's backing into it. Now I am impressed. Let me just tell you, as a beginning Farming Simulator 19 player, I started playing this map as soon as it came out, and the hired help was, to be polite, it was very ignorant. It did as bad as I did whenever it come to planning, but some changes have been made, and I can tell you right now, I do not own in precision farming. You can have a building that makes your AI smarter. I got to figure out where it's at. I don't think it's under global company. I think it's miscellaneous. But if you've got precision farming going, you can buy one of these buildings. There they are. RTK building. And if you look down here, it says the station provides your vehicles with a better GPS signal. Helps your AI drivers to helpers to drive more precise. I do not own either one of these yet because the only field I own is the house. So I have been putting off placing one of those down. I'd like to put one on this farm. We can use every single product that we can harvest, but harvesting is one of the most exciting, one of the most rewarding, one of the most beneficial, but it's also one of the most chaotic times of the year. There is so much involved in harvesting. I mean, yeah, I realize planting, you gotta cultivate, you gotta plow if it needs plowed, which heard a lot of farmers go to no plow methods. I mean, there are farmers that don't plow, but if they need to, they mainly just hit the areas where the vehicles come in and out of the field to kind of tear up the compaction right at the entrance of the field. But the rest of the field, they just basically till, cultivate it, and so forth, and then just call it good. There's a lot of science behind this that I don't understand. I mean, I think if I was able to get my hands dirty with it and actually do it, it'd make more sense. But being that I'm just basically watching what they're doing, I'm not really doing it. You know, in the game, I just do what it tells me to do. So this is quite fun, but to do it for real and do it in real life would just be awesome. I would love to be able to do some stuff like this in real life, but that opportunity just hasn't ever presented itself to me. Closest I've ever gotten to driving farm equipment was my grandpa's old Murphy lawnmower, the riding tractor. That thing was something else. But my grandpa liked it that way. He liked the old stuff because he could work on it. New stuff got too electronic, it got too sophisticated, got too many sensors and junk like that. And if you just had a good ear and familiar with your equipment, you didn't need all them sensors. If something wasn't working right, you could hear it. And my grandpa could just about fix anything he put his hand to. He was in the Air Force most of his life. When he retired, he went into air conditioning. I helped him out a couple of summers and probably have to say that was about the best time of my life. All I ever did was run for tools for him. He'd go up on top of a building and I'd stand on the ladder. I couldn't cross that gap. He could climb on anything. That man wasn't afraid of anything. I liked good old earth under my feet. We'd go under houses and he'd crawl back there and he'd holler back at me, look out for that snake over there. He ain't gonna touch you, just watch out for him. Don't make him mad. So I'm like, are you kidding me? But unfortunately, I didn't have the ability to take on some of the traits that he had. Basically, being able to work on anything and do everything. There's a song out that says, I thought he walked on the water. And my grandpa, to me, pretty much did. So that was a very fitting song. I probably ought to check out these other planters because, as I said before, we're going to need a seed tender, and this one's done. How did he get there? Is he driving through these poles? I got to try this out. Can I drive through the poles? Nope. I'm sorry. That's just as hilarious. I don't know how something. Oh, I hit the wrong button again. I lowered it instead of. No, I didn't. I don't know. All right. So the rye is done. I wish I would have seen how it did that. That just is amazing. I know our contract is done on 123, but I'm not going to complete it yet because we still got seed in this planter. Beautiful, beautiful morning. I love that mist. I am running the Susquehanna Seasons menu or geo, and I don't know if that's what I'm seeing here, what we're seeing, or if that's just part of the map. But if that's part of that geo, I love it. If it's not part of the geo, I love it still. But anyway, I love it. I sure appreciate you joining me today as we work on the Susquehanna River Valley. And until we meet again, have a great day and stay safe out there.